Have you ever wondered what most new runners should focus on when they're just starting out? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about 7 things that will help you to become a better runner. And at the end, I will also reveal the one secret that most new runners overlook, and it is something that can keep you running for a long time. If we haven't met yet, I'm Ryan from Unstoppabl, and we help runners unlock their full potential. First things first, you need to get yourself the right running shoes. When I first started running, I wasn't sure if I was actually going to stick to it, so I bought these trainers off my friend for 20 quid, which is around 25 US dollars. But as I continued running in them, my joints were hurting more and more. And this was one of the reasons that my Achilles started to swell. They didn't have enough cushioning for me. So if you are new to running, this is what you should do. Head to a running store and get yourself a gait analysis to help you choose the right pair of shoes. A gait analysis is a quick test where someone will help to check how your feet land and move when you're running. It helps you to find the right shoe that matches your stride, reduces the risk of injury, and gives you the best possible support. You should be choosing comfort over a certain brand or a certain style. Try the shoes out in the running store, especially if they've got a treadmill, or maybe just go for a jog down the road. Some stores will let you do that, and be thinking about how comfortable they feel when you're running. And if you are new to running, the more cushion the better. I've switched to these shoes and it does really help. And here's a big one. Every 400 to 500 miles, it's going to be time for you to get a new pair. Your shoes may look fine, but trust me, they wear down and it will affect your running and also your risk of injury. Jumping straight into running 5Ks each week is tempting, but building a plan of action to get there is a much better idea. Start with something proven like the Couch to 5K program. It's perfect for building the habit without burning yourself out. Commit to running at least 3 days a week. This is plenty of time if you are a new runner. It's enough to get good at running and also recover between each session. Treat these runs like any other work commitment. Write them in your calendar, set reminders, or whatever keeps you on track, because if it's in the diary, you're going to be way more likely to do it. Also set clear and realistic goals and also track them. You want to know if you're getting closer or further away from your goals. Each step forward motivates the next, and you will be surprised how quickly you progress. I did this. I started with 3Ks 3 times a week. I increased the distance that I was running by around 5 to 10% each week. Once I actually got to 5Ks a week, then I started to incorporate a tempo run into my training. And what I did with the other 2 runs is I carried on increasing those by around, again, 5 to 10% each week, capping that at 10K. Okay, this part is huge. I'm sure we've all heard of that person who goes from no running to 3 5Ks a week overnight, and while they're good for the first 2 weeks, then the knees start to hurt and they're back on the couch taking time off again. Maybe we know that person a little too well. So what I'm getting at here is you don't want to be rushing the process. If you're just starting out, go with the run walk method. Alternate between short bursts of running with walking breaks. You will build your endurance and your strength gradually without overdoing it. Each week you can adjust slightly as well. Increase run time, shrink those walk breaks, but still go at your own pace. Your aim here is conversational pace. If you can chat comfortably, you're doing it right. If you can't, you're running way too fast and you need to slow down. It's about giving your body time to adapt and also get stronger. I remember the first time that I went on a run, and staying around a 5:45 pace per kilometer was a real struggle for me at the time. And now, after nearly a year, I'm running at a 5-minute pace per kilometer while still being able to comfortably hold a conversation. Although, you know, I do run on my own, I do still talk to myself, and I'm sure there are some people that are looking around thinking something's wrong with me. But what I'm saying here is it takes time to build up being fitter, faster, and stronger. Now, once you're moving, we need to talk about your running form. Good form makes your runs feel smoother, and it will help you to avoid injuries. Getting your form right early builds a solid foundation so that you're not relearning and correcting those issues later on. So the main focuses here for you should be standing tall, no slouching, no leaning forward. Think about somebody pulling a piece of string from the top of your head while you're running. That will help you to maintain that good running posture. Also, when your feet land, they should be under your body, not in front. Okay, if anybody tells you anything different, they are bloody wrong. Doesn't matter if you've seen Mo Farah heel striking, it is still wrong. I spent 7 years as a sprinter understanding how to optimize every single step to move forward as fast as possible. There is not one single recommendation that will say go and heel strike. If you want to move forward faster, you want to reduce the impact on your joints, you should be aiming for a midfoot strike here, not a heel strike. Rant over. But we've actually done a full video on how you can achieve this that's appearing here now, so definitely go and watch that one. And finally, aim for quick, light steps. A high cadence, which is the number of steps that you take per minute, means less ground contact, less impact, less chance of injury, and you using less energy when you're running so that you don't get tired as quickly. Super, super important if you're a beginner. Listening to your body is a non-negotiable. I used to do my 10 training sessions across 6 days a week, but now I've changed that to do the 10 sessions across 5 days a week, and the difference has been absolutely phenomenal. You will feel more refreshed, energized, and you will get more out of your runs. Your body needs rest days, so please don't skip them. It's during the rest that you will actually get stronger. This is where you recover and also adapt. If you feel any pain or discomfort, please don't brush it off. Have a week of doing a little bit less, which is what we would call a deload in your training, and they're absolutely great. Here, do some foam rolling, make sure you're stretching, lift lighter weights in the gym, do less distance in your runs, and also do them with less intensity. And if you are still getting any pain after doing this, go and get it checked out by a professional. I'd highly recommend any of you guys to just go and see a physio. You're aiming to make running a long-term part of your life, so do not let one small issue become a bigger one. And also remember that everybody's pace is different. Be patient with your progress. You are running against you, not anybody else. Strength training is an absolute cheat code for runners because most don't do it. If you add 2 to 3 full body workouts in each week, you will notice a huge difference in your running. You will be faster, you will be stronger, and you will be way more efficient. Okay, so I've never had any major injury, and I actually put this down to creating a body that is strong enough to handle whatever's being thrown at it. I remember, right, when I was a sprinter, I was running next to a guy who had quads that were quite literally double the size of mine. We were racing each other. Halfway through that run, I heard this almighty popping sound. In less than a second, he was on the floor, screaming and crying. He'd just torn his hamstring. His hamstrings were nowhere near as developed as his quads, and so when they were faced with the challenge of matching his quad strength when he was sprinting, they couldn't stand up to the task, and so they tore. I'm telling you this quick story because I'm really trying to drive this point home because it is so important. If you are strong enough in your whole body, you are going to be way less likely to get injured. That's not to say that you won't ever get injured, but you're going to be way less likely to get injured. Also, make sure you're doing some hill reps too. This is a great way for you to increase your leg strength and also power, and especially in the backs of those legs, which are one of the most commonly injured areas in running and also sprinting. What's my recommendation if you're new to all of this when it comes to doing some strength training as a runner? Firstly, start with bodyweight exercises. Once you're comfortable with this, add weights, do a few more reps, play about with maybe doing some shorter rests or maybe even some longer rests. This approach will build strength in your whole body, and it will do it without overwhelming you, because let's face it, if you've ever done a leg day and then you've tried to run after, it is horrendous and it will affect your performance, so please don't do it. Okay, if you fuel right, you're going to run better. It really is that simple. Eat some carbs around 2 to 3 hours before you head out to run. There's a few recommendations that I have here because these are things that have actually worked for me. Rice Krispie Squares bars, fruit, or Cocoa Pops. I've found that these will give you the energy that you need to run without weighing yourself down, and they are so digestible as well, so you don't get that heavy feeling and feeling too full when you're running. Also, you need to stay hydrated. Water is absolutely essential before, during, and after your runs. You're going to lose a lot of sweat when you're running, so it's important that you stay hydrated. And to check if you are hydrated, simplest thing you can do is just pay attention to the colour of your urine. Light yellow means that you're good to go. If it's clear, even better. If it's dark yellow or amber, it means that you need to drink more. Once you finish your run as well, you need to be refueling within 30 minutes with a snack that has both carbohydrates in it and also protein. This is going to help you to get those muscles recovering faster and also ready for your next session. There's a few things that you can try here. So firstly, the protein shake with a banana. I've done this before, fantastic. Greek yogurt with berries, or what I now do and what I'd recommend for you guys is a protein smoothie, which for me, it's usually mixed berries, it's orange juice, it's a greens powder, it's a creatine, and it's a scoop of whey protein powder. It doesn't need to be whey protein, but it can be a scoop of a protein powder. And honestly guys, after years of trying crappy greens powders, creatine, protein powders, I found the best ones and the ones that actually taste the best as well. And all of the links for these are in the description, so make sure you go and check those out. Remember at the start of the video I mentioned there is one secret that most new runners overlook. It's cross training, and it can be a total game changer. Cross training is where you do other types of exercise either alongside your running or instead of. Cross training will help you to build strength, endurance and flexibility without putting extra stress on your body, because let's face it guys, running places a lot of stress on our bodies. I did this when my Achilles swelled and I invested in an assault bike. So if you do notice that your joints start to feel sore when you're running or potentially after, do not hesitate to cross train for a while. It's a great way for you to stay fit. Choose low impact options like an assault bike, swimming or cycling. This is a great way for you to nip things in the bud before they become bigger issues, because sometimes, especially in the early days of your running journey, your body just needs that little bit longer to recover. Something that's common in new runners is that heavy legs feeling when you're running. Have you ever experienced this? If you said yes, you're going to want to watch the video that's appearing here now so that you know how you can fix this.